between the workers and management.
But the commission has looked at it. That is the unions, the management, and the ministry.
Grateful that you joined us. Thank you. Let's settle for details of our stories now. And the Minority Caucus in Parliament is pushing for secret balloting for the approval of President Akufo-Addo's new ministerial nominees. The group says it will not subscribe to a consensus voting of new ministers after they had been vetted by the Appointments Committee. The minority leader, Dr. Kezela Tuforsin, made this known ahead of the vetting of the nominees by the Appointments Committee of Parliament. The following report has more.
The Appointments Committee of Parliament commenced the vetting of ministers appointed by President Akufo-Addo on Monday. Prior to the exercise, the minority group in Parliament addressed the media, announcing plans not to subscribe to a consensus approval of the nominees following a directive from the National Democratic Congress, NDC.
We are taking part in the vetting processes so that at the very minimum, we can scrutinize the President's decision in bringing up these nominees. Again, the minority will not subscribe to a consensus vote at the level of the Appointment Committee. This will ensure that the matter is brought to the full House for a vote to be that we in the NDC stand united with our number of 136 for this expedition. We are calling on the following. 1, immediate reduction in the numbers of ministers from the current level of 86 to 65. 2, the merger of the following ministries. For example, 1, information and communications to be merged. 2, transport and railways to be merged. Chieftaincy and tourism, 3. 4, sanitation and local government, among others. And then agric and fisheries, if possible. The immediate reduction in the number of political appointees at the office of the President, we also expect that to be done.
But the majority in Parliament described the move as politically immature.
I don't know why they've come to sit here. When you have a prejudiced mind, what are you coming to do? To ask questions to embarrass them, then go ahead and say that we have failed you. Is that what they are here to do? Well, I'm disappointed in the NDC, and if they really want to portray themselves as a party ready to take the reins of government, it's way below bounds, and they are not demonstrating political maturity in their conduct. Now I ask, is Atuforsin and his team merely toothless? So they will sit in Parliament and they will receive direct orders from Mr. Fifi Kwete.
At the beginning of the vetting, the minority members on the Appointment Committee expressed their displeasure with the Minister-designate for Trade and Industry, Katie Hammond, over what they described as constant interjections.
The assumption is that if you are as intelligent as you claim, you will be conversant.
Mr. Chairman,
you will be conversant with.
Can you have a discussion with your colleague? That is unparliamentary.
Well, Mr. Chairman, the nominee must realize that he is before a serious committee. You can do whatever you do with us outside the sitting of the committee. When you come before the committee and you're on national television and everybody is viewing, you must take us serious. I'm asking a question. Let me finish asking the question. And if you have an answer, you can give your answer. If you tell the whole country that you've not been paying attention to the papers that have been given to you, it's up to you. Mr. Chairman, we are working on your nomination, and you are interjecting.
Honorable member, it's me. I'm supposed to regulate the meeting. So if I'm failing, I'll take responsibility. Please proceed with your question.
At a time of our country where people are in real difficulty making ends meet, I'm of the view that the nominee is very affable, and we all know. But when you are 3 months in place as a deputy minister, you can well imagine that a matter of this magnitude would not be taken at my level. Every twist and turn, I called back home. So now, yes. So did you appear before the Apple committee? Yes. Were you at the time? Yes. Accused of anything? What were you accused of? Listen, Mr. Chairman, the report makes sure it is what I've passed on to. That's why I was getting pretty upset, but I had to take back the word that I used. Nothing of what my colleague Sohini read is in that report. The report on the facts, straightforward, what I've told you, the basis, and the fact that it says I was at the takeover first.
During the vetting of the Minister Designate for Food and Agriculture, Brian Champon, the ranking member on the Food and Agriculture Committee of Parliament, Eric Opoku, revealed that the National Food Buffer Stock had been starved of funds since the year 2012, thereby hindering the delivery of its mandate.
As we speak, since 2012, that an amount of 15 million Ghana cedis was advanced to the National Buffer Stock to support their operations. Not a peso has been made available to them to enable them play this critical role in our system. So Ghana, as we said, we do not have a cup of grains stored anywhere against emergency. And immediately, any emergency will be ready to sustain us for at least some days to enable us find something else to do.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I was surprised myself when I found out that buffer stock is struggling to the extent that they had the opportunity to feed the free SHS program. They have supplied quite a lot, but they are not getting payments on time. So beyond their initial seed capital, they are struggling in other areas. This is something immediately that I get in. I know that these are hard times, but I will advocate strongly that as part of our national security, we need to ensure that buffer stock is positioned to deliver us when we get there.
The nominee also denied authorizing an operation by some security personnel in the Ayawaso West Wogon by-election in 2019.
I not recommend my prosecution because there was no facts to support that. But they place an individual liability on me. And the individual